Hey guys, it's your girl Terry Michelle and I'm back with another video. Today, as you can see by my gear, I'm here to talk about my fat loss journey. I want to steer away from calling it a weight loss journey because I am on a mission to recomposition my body, which means I don't want to lose weight, so I'm not focused so much on the scale. I want to lose fat. So I'm focusing more on the inches and, my muscle composition. What we call that? I guess so. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I have my little guy here. I actually went ahead and typed this all up because I think seeing things in black and white just kind of makes it more real. And so I'll just start by, okay. So I do low carb, and it's not super strict. So what I do is I use my Carb Manager app to kind of look at where I want to fall and what I do not want to exceed. So in the Carb Manager app, I set my macros so that 5% are carbs, 35% is protein, and then the 60% is for fat. Initially, I think it was set the same way, but the protein was less. So still 5% carbs, but I think it may have been 25% protein and then 70% fat. I am trying to get away from eating so much fat, even though it kind of takes fat to burn fat. So it's like a slippery slope there. So anyways, it's not super strict. With keto, when I came to you guys before, I said I was doing keto. It's super strict. You have to track literally everything that you eat. Whereas now I've been doing this for 8 years. 2015, I started low carb. And when I first started, I did not track. I think the closer you get to your goal, it's kind of more difficult to lose. And that's why I said, just give me the muscle. I don't, so here we are. Of course, I got a little belly, right? Which is what I'm trying to lose. I will insert pictures just because I don't want to do too much on camera. But I will insert pictures. So the last time I measured, I did actually measure yesterday, or I weighed myself yesterday, and I was 158 pounds. My waist, I want to say I'm at like 33 and a half. And ideally, I would like to be at like a 31. We'll see. But my waist isn't even my biggest concern. It's like my lower belly fat, which honestly is very much improving. I still do my waist beads, right? And as you can see, they are below my belly button, which is a great thing for me because that's how I track. Now, initially when I did it, or when I put the waist beads on, they were above my belly button quite significantly. Especially, again, I'll insert pictures. The first two, I have 4. So I do that, and you can follow me on Instagram at Keto with Terry M. I'll insert that into the video as well. But I'm just literally tracking it that way, letting my followers know that, what's okay to eat and what's kind of not okay. Ultimately, though, I do believe you would have to figure that out for your own body type. Like, figure out what your body likes, what it doesn't really like. So one reason why I say it's not super strict with me with low carb is, for one, is because now I am going to the gym, trying to build that muscle. So just last night I had pizza. I would not recommend it, but I'm also not saying to deprive yourself of the things that you like. Can you make a low carb keto pizza? Yes. Yesterday, it was about 6 o'clock at night. I'm not going out to go buy ingredients to make a pizza. I'm going to go order one, go pick it up. But I allow whatever I eat to fit into my macros. So I'm only allowing myself to eat about 1,600 calories a day. So if I eat 2 slices of pizza, because you definitely want to be in a caloric deficit. So the carbs matter, absolutely, but I think it's important to remember that the weight falls off based on the calorie intake. I'm no health nutritionist, so don't quote me on that. But I've done a lot of research, and like I said, I've been doing this for a while. And one thing to remember though is not to go too low. That's another reason why I primarily use the Carb Manager app. Again, I'm not tracking every little thing that I eat. I think for one, like if you go to a restaurant or if you make a dinner or whatever the case, it's kind of hard to track exactly what it is that you're eating. But you know, or you will begin to know what foods are absolute no-no and what you can what you have wiggle room for. So I say that to say I had my slices of pizza, but the only other thing I ate that day, or yesterday rather, was like 2 sausage patties, which is maybe like 2 carbs. And then I had lemon pepper wings, which probably about 500 calories because they weren't breaded. Yeah, so no fries or anything like that. I'm also not cooking potatoes. I'm not cooking pasta. I'm not cooking rice. So pizza, I'm not going to say I allow myself to have it all the time. I don't even crave pizza that often. It was just something like, I was having a conversation. It's like, oh, pizza sounds really good. And then I had this burning desire to have pizza. And so it's still sitting in the fridge. Most of it, I had 2 slices and that was that. So yeah, that's that. And again, I am in the gym. So I go to the gym 3 times a week. I go Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday or Sunday. And I'm only in there for an hour. So another thing that I've come across during my research is that you don't want to do too much cardio. And I think that's kind of where I was hooked up on for all these years, was like, I gotta do cardio. Because I was only focused on losing fat or losing weight, right? But now I'm like, I want to lose fat. And so what happens is, if you're just strictly doing cardio for hours on end, and I'm just constantly running, I'm constantly doing miles and everything, yes, you're going to lose weight, but you're going to also lose muscle if you are not building those muscles back through strength training and weight training. So I go 3 times a week. I do 1 mile on the got my notes here, the True Elliptical. I will try to insert a picture, but that's the only machine. I don't like the treadmill because I feel like I'm not a runner. So this video is for my people who are not athletic, who are like, yeah, the gym ain't really for me. This is for those people. I get on the elliptical and it's intense because there's what do you call it, a setting on the True Elliptical. It's called Quick 360 Cardio or something like that. Quick Cardio 360. And essentially on this machine, you press that button and mostly you're doing the, forward motion, right? And then it gives you about 30 seconds to maybe reverse. So you're doing the motion in the reverse, but you're also bending your knees. So you're working those your like hamstrings and thighs. And then, 30 seconds, it lets you cool down, you go forward again. And then you, it may say go forward, but this time still bend your knees and lift your toes, lift your heels. What are you lifting? Your heels, right? So you're lifting your heels this time. Something like that. What am I doing here? Right, so then you're working your calves. And then it may say something like, okay, stand on the sides and just like pull the thing. I don't do that just because I do strength training in addition to the cardio. So I use my cardio, my 1 mile, and then I do a 5-minute cool down the entire time. So I'm not standing on the side. I'm not doing the extra thing. When it says stand on the side, I'm just moving forward regular. And it's been working. Like when I tell you I'm seeing improvements already, that's what's motivated me to keep going, because I'm already seeing results. What else? Okay. So I do my cardio, 5-minute cool down. Then we get to the weights. I do weighted squats. So I use a kettlebell, probably between 15 and 20 pounds. I use a kettlebell and just regular squats. Now, one thing from watching YouTube and, other various, because, once you start looking up stuff should start popping up, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever, having the proper form. So making sure that you're doing the, like you're sitting down type squats versus bending your knees. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm pushing my butt out like I'm sitting down versus bending my knees like this. Because these, I think, work your hamstrings, quads, something. It works this. But when you do it like you're sitting down, right, like getting that booty in check. So I do those. I do 5 reps of 10 of those. I also do 3 rounds of 10 around the world. So I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I'm holding the kettlebell and I'm just swinging it around my body. Swinging it around my body, right? And making sure you keep that core tight, swinging it around your body. And then sometimes I like to go in the reverse so that I'm making sure whatever is going on is happening on both sides evenly. Do 3 reps of that. I also do 3 reps of, I just call, what do I call it? Alternating knees to chest, because I could not find the name of this particular exercise on YouTube. I see people doing it, but I don't know what it's called. But anyways, I'm holding the kettlebell still. Boom, 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 boom. Doing that 3. So I'm counting to 10 and then do 3 reps of that. What else? 3 reps of 10 glute kickbacks. So at my gym, there's a machine. I'm sure you can just kind of do this motion yourself like that. But there's this machine where you kind of lay down and then your one knee is resting on the knee pad and then the other one you're just kicking back. I like to stretch my leg up far so that I'm really working that glute. And then switch knees. You on this side and you pushing that one back as high as you can. 3 reps of 10 of those. All of these, I would say start with where I start if you're like a beginner, but eventually you will be able to do it until you, what do they call it? Basically, so you can't do it anymore, till failure, right? Until I feel like, okay, I can't take this move anymore. The next thing is the lateral pull down. So again, there's a machine at my gym. I'm sitting on it. Got these things up here and I'm pulling down. So working that back and working this muscle here. I don't know what this muscle is called, but I'm trying to build them, right? So I'm pulling down on it. And I stay with that machine. I set the machine between 60 and 70. 70 is really pushing it. I think 60 is more that, or maybe 65 is more something I feel like is doable, but I'm also challenging my muscles, which you want to do. If it's too easy, you might need to kick it up a little bit. So again, pulling down. I can only really do 3 sets of those, 3 sets of 10. Or again, until failure. So if I do 3 sets and I feel like, okay, I can do more, and I only get to that 4th one in that next set, I'm stopping. You don't want to hurt yourself. And I feel nice and sore the next day, so I think it's working out. What else? I want to wrap this video up. What else? I'm also doing arm curls because I told you I'm trying to tone all of this, right? I'm trying to tone all this. So with the arm curls, this is 15, and honestly, it's a little heavy. So I like to just boom. See, you can see I can't even put my arm all the way down. I usually do this with 10. So this is all I have at home, but at the gym, you know, they have different ones, so I do it with 10. So that's 10 on that side, boom. And I'm doing these at the same time, right, with 2 dumbbells, again, until failure. So I might say, okay, I'm going to do 5 sets, or I might say, you know, I'm only going to do 3. But if I get to 3 and I feel like I can do more, I'm going to keep going. I haven't exceeded past 5 because it's a lot. It's a lot. Even though it's only 10 pounds, y'all, when I tell y'all I have no, well, I'm starting to get it, but previously I had no upper body strength. So that's a lot, just continuously doing that motion. So that's that for upper body. And then I do this overhead because, okay, that works this, right? But I also want to work what they call it, the bat wings. Even though, as you can see, I don't have too much of a bat wing, but I want it to be more muscle versus fat, right? So I'll do this, take it over my head, extend all the way out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And I do 10 of those, pause, text somebody back, tweet, whatever it is I'm doing it, then boom, pick it up and do it again until failure, until I feel like I can't do this anymore. So I think that's pretty much it for my exercise routine. As you can see, I'm already out of breath, right? So I think that's working for me. So I just want to stay consistent with what it is that I'm doing, what's working, what I feel is working. And then once I feel like I got that, I may switch it up. But for now, I think that's like beginner's guide is going well. Again, check out my Instagram. Is there anything else I did not talk about? I think that's it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with more tips. I just want to say, stay encouraged. Please follow my Instagram. I'm not pressed for followers or anything like that, but I'm a beginner, somebody who's been struggling with the gym, with eating right and all that for most of my life, honestly. 2015, I decided, you know what? This ain't it. My cousin was doing low carb and I started doing it, and I've been off and on ever since. I think my highest weight was probably 180. I'm down to 158 after having a baby. Before I had the baby, I was, what, 140? Felt magnificent. Still had the little pouch. So that's one thing I want to stay consistent on, so that I will lose that gut altogether. But just do what works for you. Find something, find your rhythm in the gym, and just go in there and give it your all for an hour. I don't know if I mentioned, but you don't want to do cardio for 3 hours. I'm not going to say you don't. I don't want to do that. I want to build muscle. So I give it my 1 mile, and then I'm on to weight training. That's where I spend most of my focus, because I want to build muscle. And I don't, want to be a bodybuilder, nothing like that, but I want to be toned. I want to feel confident in a bikini. I want to look good. I want to feel good. And so that's where my focus is. So just stay consistent, stay determined, find your motivation, whatever that is, and just stick with your plan, and I think you'll be fine. I'm here for support. I can always take a DM or whatever. Again, I'm no nutritionist, I'm no professional, but when I decide that I'm going to do something, I do it, right? And I think that's the key. Keep a journal, whatever it is, type it up, write it out, put it on your screensaver. If that's your goal, go ahead and stick to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please tune back in next time. I think I'll probably make a video again in probably 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But leave your comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you actually like this video. I hope you did. And I hope it was informative. So see you guys next time. Again, thank you for watching. Bye.